Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. So I'll go in there and I will buy that one, yes, okay, and then we will go into the cultivators. We'll buy another one of those right there. Buy, yes, okay. So that leaves us with 73,000 euros at the moment. And we're looking at selling some more crops pretty soon. I don't have any front weights yet for anything, but I'm quite alright with that. So there's our little Same Argon. I love this thing. This is absolutely fantastic. I suppose actually we should put this the other way round, considering the weight of it. So I'll put the seed drill on the front, and we'll put the cultivator on the back to transport it back. You don't have access to this land. Yeah. No kidding. Right. I'll back you up this way. But we have got the Same Argon. There it is. The actual one from FS13. Right there. And I am really pleased with this. I'm thinking that is looking particularly impressive. Just before I drive back up to the farm, there is one other thing that I wanted to show you, and that is in here. We go to the trailers. I told you I would get the other set of trailers as well that Deutz-Fahr has made me. If you go to my recommended channels list, you'll find a link to Deutz-Fahr's channel if you want to go and check him out. So he made, I showed you this one before. We've got, no, I didn't show you that one. That's the one that we've used in our live streams. I showed you this one before. Frithgar, trashing tractors and trees and cosplay always. I think this is very, very cool. I like this one. I'm very impressed with this. He's even got, like, he's got my symbol. He's got everything on here. This is absolutely brilliant. I love it. Absolutely, it's brilliant. And then there's also this one here that we've been using in our live streams. This is his previous one that he went and did up. Frithgar, your cosplay expert in an alternate universe. So what I was wanting to do is we're going to have one trailer with that design and one trailer with the newer design, and we'll run both of them together. That's what I'd like to do. And these are both at 260,000 litres, so we'll have 500,000 litres of capacity for when we've got bigger combines and we're running around doing things like that. So that's the other trailer that we've got sort of lined up ready for doing all this, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. I'm just going to fold that one up there like that. And then we will bring our little Sammy all the way back home. Now, I'm not actually going to start using this one today. This one is just going to park up in the shed. We don't have dirt accumulating on any of our vehicles. That's not going to be a thing in this series, so we don't have to constantly be parking up in front of the pressure washer and washing everything off. I'd sort of like to have a series where I don't have to deal with that. It is something that I never really worried about too much when I'm playing myself. It's kind of like you do it a couple times and then, well, I've seen this now. I know what it's doing. I know what happens with it. Let's try something. Why is that only... I suppose it is on the front links there, but seriously, that's like... That's lifted up. For the front links, that's... that right there is lowered down. It's a good job that we don't actually need this one to be using the front links. It can just do it like that. Right. Let me bring you around. Now, I can't actually lower this one down when he's folded, unfortunately. It won't let you do it. There. See, you need to unfold. So we just have to unhitch like that. I'm going to use this one to go and tow that trailer, and we'll just tip it out a minute. And then what we're going to do is we are... How are we with fertilizer a second? Let's have a look at that. Need to check the fertilizer levels. So it says needs lime on some of it and needs plowing on some of it. We got no fertilizer at all. So what I actually need to do is get doing some fertilizing. So we'll go and do that first. We will get the fertilizer spreader hooked on immediately and go and put some fertilizer on that field. And then we're going to have to watch it most carefully, because we don't want to... Right, I'll bring you up over here. Start loading fertilizer. There we go. What we don't want to do is we don't want to go past the first stage with fertilizing, because otherwise we're going to end up... Oh, no, we can drive on the crop, so it doesn't really matter if we go past the first stage, but I don't want to do it anyway. Right, I'll bring you to about there. Is that about right? Oops. Let's not do AI vehicle extension. We will switch that one off for this particular one. You go in there, and... Right, you're away. A little bit tight on that side. That's fine. I'll run it up here, and then I'll take it over to the other side of the field, and we'll run it down again. Are you going to do anything daft? Yes, you are. You're going to do something really daft, so I'm going to bring you forward a bit, and you're just not going to go now, aren't you? Because of those. We got to get rid of these two trees. They've got to go. They've absolutely got to go. We can't do this with those two trees there. They are just going to cause problems for us. That field there is our target second field to buy. And I was actually told that you don't start with this second field up here, up at this end. When you first start playing the game, you only have the one field down the other end. You've got to buy the second one. So you literally just have that one really small field, and you build up from there. I've completely forgotten about that. It does have wheat ready to harvest in the field. And the combine that you start off with is similar in appearance to the bison that we've got. It was a, I think it was a Massey Ferguson combine, actually, but it wasn't a bison. I know that much. I can't remember the exact model, but I was also told the exact model. There were a few other things that people said. Can't really remember, but yeah, the general impression I got from comments in that is that yes, you do want me to make use of some of the new things that we've got from FS19. You know, we're playing FS19, so let's make the most of it. Let's actually use the new things that we've got. So that's what I will do. We do need to set up a workshop here on this farm, which is something that we will get done. We're not going to worry about that just yet, but we will need something here to keep things going. Let's just skip over to you. You haven't done anything daft. You haven't done anything daft. We've just got one single pass to do here after this one, and then fertilizer is done. We can start fast-forwarding time a little bit until we get the first growth stage, and then get our second round of fertilizer on. In theory, because we've switched off the needs for lime and ploughing, we shouldn't need to put lime on here at all. That shouldn't that shouldn't come into it. So we'll wait and see about that, whether or not that's going to have any kind of impact overall. I'm hoping that it doesn't. It would be a bit disappointing if we do find out that actually it has made... I mean, I can't see that it is. And we don't really have any way to test it other than to plough and lime this field and do a exact same crop and see if we get a difference in yield. That is literally the only way that we're going to find this one out. We weren't able to skip the night, were we? And that was another thing, except that that's one thing that I have forgotten to add in at the moment, is the other farmhouse. The deck chairs. There was deck chairs that you can get. I don't think they're under miscellaneous. And you can plonk them down anywhere, and then you can use them to skip the night. I don't have them here, but we do have the toolbox, which is a workshop that we can use. So we have got that bit. I've now gone and completed the fertilizer spreading. So let's start speeding this up a little bit. You know, I'm actually just going to leave the tractor here, because we are going to be going back through again just as soon as the crop has grown a bit. So I'll bring you over a little tiny bit there and stop you there like that. Now, while we're waiting for the crop to do something, I'm going to go to the Fendt over here, and we're going to take that little bit of barley. No, that's wheat, sorry. And there we go. We've had growth stage there, but it doesn't seem to have affected our crop that's growing in the field. It does go pretty quickly, the whole growth stages and that. because we're on fast growth stages. Someone did suggest that they thought, well, someone said they thought that that field over there was one of the starting fields. It wasn't. That one was one that you had to buy afterwards. You didn't start off with that one. Unless it was different for console. I think that the FS13 was on console, wasn't it? I'm pretty certain it was. Chickens behind me. There were chickens. It was one of the new things for FS13. You had to go and gather the eggs, and you jumped into the pen and you ran around, and you had the eggs loose on the ground. Not gonna do chickens, though. I don't really want to mess around with chickens in this series, so I'm gonna leave those. Now, the trailer, I think we will leave the trailer hooked onto this tractor. So this one is essentially like the Bureau, only it's a lot faster, because the Bureau was a slower tractor. I think the Argon was the faster one on the road, rather than the Bureau, but we'll stick with this one here. Now, how long does it take to come up with a growth stage? I'm going to stand here on the back of our tractor, and we're just going to wait a minute. And I did completely forget about going to get the deck chairs, so we're just, nighttime will be just a long, drawn-out process this time, and then we'll worry about that another time, because at the moment on the base map here, unfortunately, there isn't a sleeping location up at the farm, unless, of course, I can use... If I look here, if I go there, if I visit the farmhouse, and I press R, there is no interaction for being able to skip the night. Oh. Oh! It's actually... We've got it, Oh, nice! We've got a deck chair out here that we can actually skip the night on. Okay, I completely missed that. We will be using the deck chair to skip the night. That is absolutely fantastic. We have got something here that we can use. Fan-schmastic. That is awesome. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. So let's just slow that down a minute and get on to the tractor. There is our first growth stage. We will drive up along here, and I will press H onto there and get going. I'm going to need to just nurse it past these trees, I'd imagine, because it really doesn't like these trees. Now, we got 72,000 euros, so we could actually go and remove these trees. Oh, he is actually going to go past them this time. No, he's not. So what I'm going to have to do is... I will manually go past them to this point, and then I'll press H and I'll let it carry on. He should go up and do that. I'm going to get to the end of the field, and then we're just going to swap things around. And I need to go through and check these prices just to see if we've got anything that has significantly changed according to my list. But I was actually thinking that we will wait until the morning before I do that, especially as we don't have very much fertilizer here to do. So if I can bring you over here, our Same Argon, working hard. Bring that one in right there. Going to go whizzing down across the field. Look at this thing. Look at this beast. It's fantastic. I love this tractor. I'm very pleased that we've got this one added to the series. I really am. I'm absolutely delighted with this. Those trees over there, we won't worry about them now. What we'll do is we'll get the combining done, and then we will get the necessary tools to remove those trees. So we want a chainsaw so that we can cut them down. And then we've got to be able to pick the logs up and put them on a trailer and get them out of here. And I'm kind of thinking that we will do that. We'll get... so we're going to need a front loader, which means that we need to go and adapt one of our tractors and put a front loader on it. Which I suppose we could go and do now while that fertilizer is being done. Now, you right here, you, I think, can have a front loader. But I don't need to go anywhere to do that. Because what we can do is I can either have an official vehicle workshop, or we can just plonk one of these down, which is one that I've been using a lot. It's a very cheap version. I kind of like using this. Because how many farms do you know go and custom build a entire structure for a workshop, and how many do you know just use a corner of an existing building to be their workshop? Most farms that I know use option B. So what I'm thinking is that we will put this one down over here. I will swing that around like that, there. And I can't put it in the shed. I've got to put it in front of the shed. So I'm going to put it over this side. It's just outside. Right, although would you put it near the road? I suppose that's not actually very accurate, is it? That would be your workshop right there. Let's be honest. If we were going to do this, that's a separate building in there. That would be your workshop in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one down here. I'm going to bring that out. Object collides. I'm going to put that there like that. Right? That would be your work. That's where your workshop would be. Let's be honest now. Looking around this farm, that is a room that can be locked up. You can lock it up. You park your vehicles out the front. Yes, I know it would be ideal sometimes to be able to drive your vehicles into the workshop, but it's not an essential. It's not something that you absolutely have to have. So I can bring you down here. We can run repairs on this now. It's central to the yard as well, which is really good. Engine setup, front loader attachment. Yes, I want a front loader attachment on this tractor. Like that. And then I'm going to need to go and get a front loader. And we've got that trailer. We'll use... Actually, I'm thinking we might want to get a different trailer. We'll worry about that. So I've got the front loader attachment. We just need to get the front loader for the Fendt. We'll deal with that in a bit. Let's go to you. So that's all done now. I can start fast forwarding time again. We've got 2 layers of fertilizer on here. As I said before, we're not going to deal with herbicide or lime in this series. I mean, maybe, if you really want me to, we could do some lime spreading later on or something like that. But at the moment, I am not keen on having lime in here. I'm not keen on that idea at all. Right, I'm going to put you back in here. I'm going to lower that one down. I'll dump that down there, and let's just shut you off like that. 6 o'clock in the evening. You know, I think we've done a hard day's work. I think we've done pretty well. We've done a harvest. Everything else is done in there. So we're going to run up to the farmhouse. We got $70,600 or euros. We've got enough there to be able to purchase a stump grinder and a chainsaw and a front loader and a log grab to go with it. That way we can pick up the trees, we can cut down the trees that we want to cut down, and we can then take the timber off and we can go and sell it. So we'll be able to get some of the advantages of the newer games. We'll be able to do things that we can do with the newer games in this older version of the game right here, which I think is very cool. And we can go to sleep, which I think is even cooler. I didn't realize that there was a deck chair out on this side. I cannot believe I missed the deck chair. But we've got it now. We've got the deck chair. All's well that ends well. It's all okay. Okay, so it's 9:30 at the moment. Let's just slow things down a second and go and have a little look around. How are we doing? We're not ready for harvesting yet. But I do just want to take a look through the prices. Let me update my price list a moment. I've updated my price list. I've gone along. Several of these, the prices have gone up a bit. I won't go into lots of details on them. All we need to know at the moment is that wheat over this way here, 1337, that's going up and going up quite rapidly, and that's quite a lot higher than it was just now. Barley seems to have stopped there. That's the highest price, and it's the highest price we've had for quite a while. That is down at the port. Oats is lower now than it was earlier, and so are those two. This right here, sunflowers, we got 2,604 down there and climbing. We sold for quite a bit less than that. And then beans here, 2,000, we almost 3,000 per 1,000 litres for beans there at Central Grain Elevator, and that the price was not quite so good either. Corn, the price is lower. So we've got these crops in here, and I'm not going to, again, I'm not going to sell anything just yet. Well, mainly because that one's still going up. I don't want to drive all the way down to the port with just that. We've got wheat here, but we could do with a bigger trailer, really. So this what I'm thinking next is a bigger trailer, but I'm not actually thinking a bigger trailer. What I'm thinking is we go for a second trailer, and then we've got a little road train that we can take down the road to the port. So we're going to leave this ticking over at... Actually, no, I'm going to speed it up to 30 times speed at the moment. Just go a little bit faster. Now, give me time to get down. Ooh, you know what? Let's go up one more. Let's just take it up one more. That'll give me time to get down here, and we're going to go to the shop. We're going to buy a front loader for this one, and we're going to get a log grab to go with it. Out of the way! Seriously? Right. We'll get a log grab to go with it, and I did want another trailer as well. Plus, we want a stump grinder. So there's a few things that we want to get. Now, first up, we want a trailer, and we want that trailer right there. Now, this one has a capacity of 10,750, so we can take 21,500 litres with the road train configuration. So we're just going to take it like this. I'm not going to do anything extra. No changes. We're just going to buy it like that, and then we're going to go back to this machinery here. I need the front loader, which is going to be the smaller front loader here for this tractor, I would guess. Yeah, that one, I think. Pretty sure it's the FZ30 that we need. We'll buy it and we'll find out. So we'll buy that one there. We'll just keep that as the Stoll Grey. And for now, the only attachment that we're getting with it is going to be the standard log fork. Much as I despise this particular log fork, that is what we're going to use. Back, and then we're going to go to the forestry equipment. Well, chainsaws next, and we're going to go with the Jonsud one, I think we'll go with this time. Buy that one there. Okay, back, and then I'm going to go into forestry, if I can find it. There it is, forestry equipment, right there. I'm not going to use the standard stump grinder. I'm actually going to use the Bio Belts stump grinder over here, because this I've actually gone and played around with this mod, and I've altered the area that it works so that it properly gets all the stumps in underneath. It does a much better job of removing the stumps from underneath. Don't know if I want to get anything else really. I mean, I suppose we could get that one for picking up the logs. I mean, we don't have the money to get it, to be honest. We've got that one there from the Anderson Group equipment pack, and I've not really tried that one, and it would be quite handy to have that to pick stuff up rather than the... I mean, although I've gone and bought the Stoll log fork now. I'm going to need a front loader eventually, I suppose. No, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back here and go to the garage. I'm just going to get rid of the front loader that I've literally just bought because I really don't like this one. I know this is going to cost me a little bit to ditch these. I know that has just cost me a little bit. It's a pricey mistake. This cost us a couple thousand. It's not the end of the world, the amount that we've just spent on it. And I'm going to go to forestry equipment. I'm going to try this one from the Anderson DLC. We'll take that one right there and we'll use it because it's only 20,000 euros. And I think overall that's quite a handy thing. It's all self-contained. That way we don't have to concern ourselves... Oops, didn't mean to switch that one off. We don't have to concern ourselves with getting loaders and stuff out. We just put that one alongside the trees and then it's self-contained. We can load it up. And it's something we'll be using periodically throughout the series, so I'm quite happy with that. How are we doing with our crop over here? Fruit type. We're still not ready for harvest just yet. We've got on here, we've gone up to 1,404 for wheat. That's about as high as it's going to get, I think. Let me do that a minute. I'm going to check the list again. Corn has started going down, so it looks like possibly a really good price for corn over here is about 1,300. If it goes above 1,300, then we're looking at a pretty good price. Sunflowers and that we don't need to worry just for a second. Don't have any. Canola over here above 2,000 is the highest we've had so far. Oats, that was 1,900, so we don't want to sell those two. The barley over here, at the moment that's the highest price we've had, but we got barley growing in the field, so I'm not going to sell that yet. Wheat, 1,404 is definitely the highest price we've had for wheat. That's down at the port. So we're going to take, well, I'm going to take all of it. I'm going to do 2 trips. We'll do 1 trip with 2 of our trailers filled up, and we will go and sell all the wheat that we can for $1,400 per 1,000 litres. I realise we've also got the front loader adaptation on this tractor now, which we got for the front loader for doing the trees. I'm gonna sort of stick with that. I mean, we've paid for it now, so we've got a tractor that does have a front loader enabled. We'll probably have a use for the front loader at some point, although there's no guarantee on that. So I'm really not quite sure about the front loader just yet. That's kind of a wait and see situation. Now, what I'm going to do next is we're going to take this load of wheat. So I'm not going to fast forward time any further at the moment because I want to be able to get down to the port before that price changes. So that's going to get us another little chunk of money coming in. Let's try and turn this a little bit better. This is really difficult to turn these trailers with the short wheelbases. These would help if I turn the steering the right way. Look, see, it is really, really difficult to drive these things with a short wheelbase, or at least reverse them any kind of distance. So there we go. We've now got our first road train underway. There will be much grander road trains than this in the future, but right now, this is a grand enough road train. We're going to be taking this all the way down to the port. It's going to be one of our longest journeys that we have done. So we want to load that one up with wheat. Those Krone tractors that I showed you, you didn't start off with your Krone tractors all at the yard. You had one here at the yard, along with the Bureau, I think it was. You had one that started life down at the farm shop, I think it was. Go and have a look over here. All the way down here, that wasn't a ranch, that was the farm shop down there. The garden centre was up here. That was the garden centre, not vegetable warehouse. It was garden centre up there. You had a Kramer that started in the car park down there. You had one that started here, but I don't remember where Kramer number 3 started. Whether that one was at the biogas plant parked up, or whether that was up here. It may have even been all the way over at the sheep. I genuinely don't remember where that one used to be to start off with. It used to be somewhere. I can tell you that much. It did used to be somewhere. I just don't remember where exactly it used to be. Now, the only way that we're going to be able to go to the port is we have to go down towards the town. If I go on the road that's... Well, we can actually go on this road straight ahead. Look, we're here. You can go up round that way, and you can go in round there, and then you can come down, or you just wiggle down this one. I might actually go up the other road, just so that we can take a look at it. But there's our road train. Unfortunately, we do have a tractor that's got a little bit of pull on it. It is able to maintain a reasonable speed, which is quite handy for us, considering the distance that we are about to go and drive. So we're going to get all the way down to the port. And this is not the only time that we will want to get to the port, because if we cut down those trees, we're going to want to be able to go to the port with those as well, because we got quite the distance to go. One thing that I used to do here is a shed. Oh, there used to be a shed up there on the side of field 13. Just right up there. I think we've relived enough glory days just for a moment. We're going to take a breather. We're going to have a little bite to eat. And then we can get back to it, nice and refreshed, and relive a few more glory days. There should be some names coming up right now that you can have a look at. It's names of people who are in the Great Book of Names, people who have supported this channel, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.